What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yo, welcome to the music production live stream, man. It's your main man, Juggernaut, man. Today, we just going over a bunch of things, man. We got new situations going. If it's your first time here, welcome to the music production live stream. I'm your host, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team, Arkatech Beatz. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. And yo, we normally try to get on the live stream and just try to go over stuff as it relates to music production, music business, marketing, etc. You know, how to get in the game, all types of stuff. Sometimes we do music reviews, etc., etc., etc. You know, but we are here tonight. Hopefully, you know, folks can hear and folks can see and all the other good stuff. You know what I mean? So let me know if you can hear my microphone. Let me know if you can hear everything that's on here. You know, we are promoting Cokeway 5, French Montana Max B. We do have the song Me Too on that, you know what I'm saying? So we did produce that, man. So shout out to everybody that's jumping in on that, man, who are listening to that song and who are loving this record. You know what I mean? Arkatech Beatz. What's Swagger? What up? New Mac B. French Montana. Cokeway 5. Song called Me Too. Produced by Arkatech Beatz. Let's go. See, I think I got Cokeway 5 now. Hey, what up? Free Society Beats, what up? Come on. Come on. It's for the streets. Me too. Come on. What? Listen, this is y'all first time here, man. Make sure y'all are liking them out. Max B, French Montana. You can't make these up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Me too. New Max B, French Montana, 4.5. 3.5, my bad. Me too. Me too. Listen, man. Listen. For all those folks that have been rocking with me since the beginning of last year, well, maybe like spring of last year, man. No, I wasn't there for the session, man. I literally heard this record. Like, I'll give you the story behind this record, bro. And the true story behind this record is that Max picked this record out while he was in prison. We were in contact with him and we were sending him music, and this is a record that he had picked out and he had recorded while he was in prison. But he just came out and he said he's going to re-record it when he had the chance. So he winds up re-recording it. You know, we thinking that it's going to go on the next album, because he got a next album coming out, next tape coming out called, $1 Million Baby 4. Look out for that. So we're thinking that it's going to be on that with the Wiz Khalifa record and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? So we didn't think that we was going to have anything on this Coke Wave album. So the week before last, we get an update and, they say, yo, French jumped on the joint. And I'm like, okay, I hear it. I'm like, okay, it's fire. Didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking it's going to be on, $1 Million Baby 4. I didn't think it was going to be anything else. You know what I'm saying? Friday comes, it's on the album. So I'm like, okay. We'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I just think that this is one of those times when I was, telling my group, and I'm telling folks about, this music production thing, and I'm telling folks about it, and I'm letting folks really understand, like, yo, it's really not, good music is gonna be good music, man, and like, this is one of those things where it's getting a lot of attention. This particular song, the single that they got out right now, Ever Since You Left Me, that joint is just straight fire. So, I think it's a healthy balance, man. Like, this is the way that we're used to it being, meaning that you got a commercial single to help grow your audience, and then you got your other music that helps to solidify your base and keep everybody satisfied with a really good, cohesive project. And I think this is a good project for Max just coming back out. You know what I'm saying? French is definitely doing this thing. French is just sounding real pristine on this, and he's really just helping to navigate the wave, where he has to go right now and how to really make it in the marketplace right now. So shout out to those brothers. Shout out to Max. You know what I'm saying? So much more music is coming. Pause. The music that we did do, during the live streams, a lot of that music has landed. So, you guys are going to be able to go back and look at those sessions to when we actually made those beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's the most important thing, to be able to look at when we did it, and now look at how it's getting placed and how those things are coming out in real time. And then, I believe by tomorrow I'll have the other thing open, and then we'll be able to talk about different things about, the business side, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. Some of it is real ugly, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Some of it's ugly, man. But, at the same time, you have to be able to balance out the good and the bad, and then really try to use the moments that you get out of these situations to try to leverage them into the best case scenario as you can. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'm gonna play some new music, man, that I've been working on. Let y'all kind of hear, what's happening on the back end. And listen, we're promoting Coke Wave 3.5, man. The record is Me Too, Arkatech Beatz, French Montana, and my XB. But this is a joint we've been working on, so just take a listen and see what's the situation. You know what I mean?
Arkatech Beatz.
Let's go. Let's go. go. New beats, man. Let's go again. So listen, who y'all hear on that? Who y'all hear on it? Tell me who you hear on it. Vito, what up? Tell me who you hear on that. Is that a splice sample? No, it is not. It is not. It is not a splice. It is not a splice sample. You know what I'm saying? We had to work some different magic on it, but you know, this one. Boy Swagger said Nas. Ding, 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 ding. He gets the golden prize. He gets the golden prize. Nas, 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 Nas. So I guess the question is, can we get a Nas and the Wave collaboration? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vito, man. Thanks for your super chat, brother. Shout out to my man Vito Corleone, man. I appreciate you on the super chat, man. Listen, it's like this, man. I want people to really understand, man. Like, yo, this thing is going on in real time. We're watching Max and these guys do something that's never been done before. This thing is crazy. It's absolutely insane, right? That it's doing what it's doing. You figure, you know, this is, you know, within the course of a month, we're talking about, you know, a French record, and we're talking about a Wiz Khalifa record. And remember, a lot of these records that we built, man, we built these during the live streams. We built these here. You guys were here when I was building a lot of these records. A lot of these records that you're going to hear, man. We built these things during the live stream. You watched the process of me doing that. So basically what happens here is that we gave the sauce. We gave the sauce to it all, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, there's another layer to it as it relates to, you know, as it relates to access and, you know, politics and there's other things. Yo, shout out to Coach J, man. Thanks for the gifts, my brother. Shout out Rob Mully, man. Kaz, I see you, man. And this is just one of those things, man, where we're making some music, man. And the one thing that I love about working with Max right now is that it's like he's not afraid to try anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I enjoy the most about it, is that he's not afraid. He's not searching for the hit record. He's organically listening to music. Whatever he is resonating with him, he records it, and then, you know, he lets it fall where it got to fall. And I think that's the way that you make the music that's really going to stick. And I really think that also gives a chance for the producers now to give him things that have a little bit more latitude. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those things, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just going to be playing a bunch of joints, man. I've been working. Don't like, if you don't see me on these live streams, it don't mean that I'm working like crazy. Like, it's crazy. Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Let's go. one. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream, man. Listen, man, we trying to.
Arkatech Beatz.
It's a new day, yo. I just want y'all to understand it's a new day. It's a lot of dope music gonna come out of this. I'm hoping people is ready, man. Like for real. I really hoping that folks is ready, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not playing with them. We're not playing with them at all. I just want people to realize that we're not playing with them. For those who was fronting, they about to feel it. For those who was acting like we didn't have the flamethrowers, they gonna feel it. And like if you listen to Me Too, man, Me Too is an old record, man. Like it's an old record. I don't even want to tell you how old that record is, but that just goes to show you that how forward you got to be thinking, like, you know. And again, I keep telling cats about their sample selection, their drum selection, and these things. If you're picking those things right, then your beats will be able to stand up, and we're not really chasing those trends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the main thing, is that for us not to be around here, like, you know, chasing the trend. And then when the trend is out, your music ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? Once people start rapping a certain way, then you're done. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, if you're making joints that's kind of solid, evergreen, you'd be better like that. You know what I mean? This joint we call Heavy on the Wrist. Pay attention. Yeah, this one a splice sample. Let's go. Pay attention. Shout out to everybody jumping in the live. We call this joint Heavy on the Wrist. Let's go. Rest in peace to my man Prodigy. Let's go. Samples is crazy, dog. Like that samples is crazy. Like sometimes you just catch a sample that's just insane, man. Like, and that's just one of those ones. You know what I mean? It's like you hear it and you're like, damn, that just sound crazy right there. You know what I'm saying? Is the MPC XL coming? You see stuff on that already, man. I haven't been keeping track. But you know we gotta upgrade when we gotta upgrade. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not too much of a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? I can't really right now. I can't take the time to be too much in a learning curve situation. Man, we gotta be able to stay working because these projects is gonna cook like fast. You know what I'm saying? Like these projects it's recording at a rate that I've never seen before. It's like on some Tupac type recording type rate, man. I'm telling you, it's just crazy right now. You know what I mean? So definitely want heads to pay attention to that. It's another joint that I want y'all to hear real quick. Man, y'all tell me where that one's go. You tell me where this one gonna go. Coke Wave 3.5 out now, man. French Montana, Max B, Arkatech Beatz on the Me Too, man. You know what I'm saying? Joints look like it's doing pretty good. Y'all ready? Let's go. This one is called Harlem's New Dawn. Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Listen, man. Listen, man. Yo, shout out, yo. Wait till Max jump on that. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Listen, man. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. I know everybody be asking us about, yo, why you do that? I'm like, listen, pay attention, man. And the word on the street is he may do a retro video. So for all we know, we might get a video for why you do that, man, in 2026, which would be insane to me. It would be insane to have that as a kind of a throwback single to where that something that he could never have done a visual to because he went to prison, and be able to do that now because it's still one of his biggest records. So it's just amazing. What a time to be alive, man. That's all I can say. What a time to be alive, man. Crafty, man, thank you for your gift, man. Appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We just playing, different joints, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all heard the Max B and Wiz Khalifa by now. If you do a little bit of a Google search, you'll be able to catch the Twitch live stream with the Wiz Khalifa and the Max B joint that we did. And that beat was a beat that we did do in the live stream. As to what episode, I can't remember. Ha! Listen. It says, am I mixing these beats after the live streams? To a degree, you know what I'm saying? But basically how you heard it is how it went on the tape, man. You know, that's how we sent it out. You know what I'm saying? So the way that we did it in the live stream, we pretty much how you heard it and how it went out. You know what I mean? So ultimately, you know, this is why I'm like a huge proponent of one, curating your kits properly, right? Curate your kits properly so that you don't have to be worrying about the mix. If you set up your drums the way you need to set up your drums, and you level out all your drums how you're supposed to level it out, know where your snares is at, where your kicks is at. By the time if you're a sample-based producer and you add on those things, elements, most of those things are already going to be in place. And if you notice, when I'm doing the joints, I'm 16 leveling certain things. I'm 16 leveling the hi-hats, and then I'm 16 leveling the other percussion and those things, because I'm trying to get those things already kind of, you know, balanced out in the track without have to go into all of this, you know, extenuated mixing and EQing and all of these type of things. These things slow you down. But we're in a situation where it's volume based at this point, bro. Like, we can't play around in a situation trying to, you know, take a million years trying to get this joint to sound like how it needs to sound. Find the right sounds. I've been saying that from day one. Pick the right sounds. That's half the battle. That's half the battle. Half the battle is finding the right sounds. The right kicks, the right snares. That's like the biggest part of the battle, you know? And then you start curating your kits. As you find new sounds, you add them to your kit, you save it. You add it to your kit, you save it. You add it, you save it. You know what I'm saying? And not only do you save it, but you also save it as far as where you want the level to be. You save how you want the effects to be. You already EQ it in your program. So every time you start your beat, you start with that program. So you already know that your kicks and your snares are EQ'd the way you want them. Your kicks and your snares already have, if you want to put any reverb on them, you can already do that. And depending on what you do with the sample, you can just kind of tweak it to that. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to save time. You know what I'm saying? So in this particular case, now what do we got going on? You know, this is a big deal, right? This is Max B and Wiz Khalifa on this one. I couldn't ask for a better Christmas present, to be honest with you. Like, when I heard this at Christmas, I was like, man, this is a Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's a diamond artist, Wiz Khalifa at this point. So, you know, and he's a big Max B fan. You know what I'm saying? And what you're gonna learn is that a lot of these guys are really large Max B fans, which is just amazing in itself. And they're showing him a lot of love after being incarcerated for 18 years. They're showing him a ton of love, and people want to see him succeed, and people want to hear him on our music. They want to hear him on our music, and that's the thing that's really, really great, is that people want to hear us, you know, give him the music bed, because they feel that what we give him will be, you know, will help to get him over the finish line to that next line where he want to get to. So that's what we're trying to do now. We just trying to work, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just playing y'all some joints, man, so you can just kind of, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing joints. You know what it is. Let me play this joint right here real quick. This joint is called A Hustler's Dream, man. Yeah, so most times after the live stream, I do kind of go back and I do just listen to them again, but nothing too crazy as far as heavy mixing. You know, the main thing is really just getting your sequences right. So y'all peep this one real quick.
Arkatech Beatz.
everybody jumping into the live. Yo. Who y'all hear on that, man? Who y'all hear on that? These are, these are different joints, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, bro. We trying to make that ride out music, man. You know what I'm saying? Either you riding out to it or you about to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? These are all in the chamber for for my man. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to everybody joining the live. Make sure you hit the like button. Tap the screen. Share the live. We playing beats, man. Definitely not as loud as the other ones, and that's kind of intentional, Boy Swagger, because what I was noticing, and this is what happens when you start to, when you produce a lot of records over a lot of time. It's like I have go-to sounds, you know what I'm saying, and I have go-to sounds that helps with the workflow, but subconsciously, sometimes you're gonna keep going to the same sounds to make your beats. Now, while that can contribute to having a particular quote unquote sound, it does put you in a little bit of a risk situation when you have a artist that you're giving a lot of your own music to. So if you're giving an artist a lot of your music, what it does do is it could put you in a situation where things start to sound a little bit redundant. So you something that you just want to be cognizant of, So when you're making these joints, mix it up, man. Like, every now and again, try to use different snares, try to use different kicks. Every now and again, if you come across a drum loop that you really like, make sure you incorporate those things too, to just kind of help to break it up so that it doesn't feel like, okay, everything sounds one particular way, But what you're listening to, especially from our vantage point, is you're listening to beats that have different ranges. Right, so it's not just, we that we can give you the grimiest music that we can give you. I don't think that we have to prove ourselves in terms of creating grimy music. I think you guys know that we can do that kind of with our eyes closed. That's really where our heart and soul lies. But the key here is to show that you have more just more musical range, that you can make things that are a little bit more leaning toward more of a commercial viability side. And, that helps to put you in position for, if your record does get picked up, it may get used for a feature here, so somebody can jump on it, and you have collaborations that help to expand your audience and to expand your sound, you know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the things that, we're trying to make sure people are paying attention to. Some other joints here. Other joints. Make sure. And some of these I'm gonna have to I gotta go back and I gotta mix these things up. You know what I mean? There's some beats that I need to go back and I need to revisit. Some beats that I need to mix. Some joints that we did months ago that we just didn't give it enough attention to make sure that it can kind of get it to where we need to get it to. But shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream, and that are listening to what we've been kind of working on. Coke Wave 3.5 Max B French Montana out now. You can find Arkatech Beatz on that. Me Too, French Montana, Max B. You can't make this up.
Arkatech Beatz.
Call that one New York's Flyers, man. Just just some hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? We just on. He said Dipset. He said he can resurrect the Dipset. Minus the Rel, minus the writers. Oof. Damn, that was cold. Max said he can resurrect the Dipset. What y'all think? He can resurrect the Dipset? Do y'all believe it? That's what he said. That's what he said on Me Too. He said he could do it.
Arkatech Beatz.
Different joints. You say Kendrick. You ready? Kaz, what do you mean? He said, is it better to rapid release the full beat or a sample of the essence of the beat? Um, I think you got to go for the gusto, bro. Um, and then your beats should probably be, um, you know, 2 to 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So not really a snippet. I said Wolfpack, but I'm not sure if I'm answering your question appropriately. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear on what you're asking, Kath. I want to make sure I answer your question. But he said, is it better to release the full beat or just a sample of the essence of the beat? I would say the full beat. You're trying to sell your entire idea, and I think that's the main play where, you're trying to sell your entire idea so that you don't have any issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the main thing. Like, you don't want to have a situation where you're leaving, things up to chance. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want people to misinterpret what you're trying to sell. You realize that we are trying to sell something. So, in my experience, it's best to have as much as you can have finished to completion so that you can sell the entire idea of what it is you're trying to sell. It says, why don't they have you in the credits? They don't have you in the credits because it's a Max B record. It's a Max B record. It's not supposed to be on Coke Wave. They're trying to fix that now though. So it'll get fixed. I'm not worried about that. I got the management team on it, so I got a new management team. Yeah, we got a new management team. So, they've been working, so they're making all this stuff happen. So, shout out to them. Shout out to the new management team. You know what I'm saying? But they're making it do what they got to do. The way that this happened, Vito, is that he pretty much heard the record. He heard the record from Max and just had to jump on it, and he jumped on it, and it's probably the last record they added to Coke Wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't exist 10 days ago, 15 days ago, like 2 weeks ago. Like, it's literally like 2 weeks old. Yeah. And then we have to, in order for them to give us the what you're talking about, Vito, what you're talking about them giving us what you would call main artist rights, right? So when you see, like, for example, you might see, French Montana, Max B, Metro Boomin, right? Like, those are what we call main artist credits, right? So that's something that a lot of producers need to be able to try to see if they can get to, versus just having the producer credit. Because what happens is when you have those main artist credits, what happens is you get the benefits of the monthly streaming and the monthly listeners, right? You get the benefit of that. You get the algorithmic traffic. So if you look at why you do that would have Max B featuring Arkatech Beatz, right? But what happens is when you're featured on Spotify, you don't get the benefit of the main artist benefit. So say, for example, if Why You Do That has 1 million monthly listeners, we don't get the benefit of that because we're a featured artist and not necessarily a main artist, right? And this is just part of the tricks of the game that people are not aware of, that we got to fill heads into. And then also what happens too is that the main artist credit also is an indicator in most cases of not being paid top dollar, right? So, if you're a producer like a Metro or whatever, and you can command a top dollar, right, and say that the artist doesn't want to pay that, and most times they don't want to pay it. So what they do is the consolation prize is, all right, French, you got 29 million monthly listeners. This record is gonna get a lot of eyes. Put me as a co-main artist. Then when this record gets played from your listeners, it'll count toward my monthly listeners, and then the algorithm will help to push some of my music to your monthly listeners. Does that make sense? So that's how you kind of get the residual effect of, of being credited that way on these projects. But you got to kind of fight for that. You know what I'm saying? And what happened was a lot of these guys started doing that early. Rich, what up? A lot of these guys started doing this early, right? So if you're thinking about like the Metro and Future projects or whatever, these guys been doing this for the last 5, 6, 7 years before it really became a thing, and then they used that to build their monthly listeners up. Yo, man, it's tricks to the trade, man. All tricks to the trade, man. You just gotta be in it to win it, so you can kind of understand what how you need to move and start making sure that you can kind of. That's another reason why I tell producers to make sure that they're dropping their own projects, because you have to establish yourself as an artist to make sure that you have an artist page and all of that stuff on Spotify and all that stuff. Big Riz, what up? Rick, what up? There's a lot of games folks is playing, man. They're playing games, and this is how the numbers look the way that they look. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at people's monthly listeners and stuff, this is how they look the way they look. It's because they're working to make sure that that's curated the right way. You know what I mean?
Arkatech Beatz.
Big Rick, man. Thanks for the gift, man. So listen, man. We got that Coke wave out right now, Max B, French Montana, man. Me too. So we've just been working, man. So, I've been working. I've been out here really working. And I've just been, previewing some of the tracks that we've been working on and stuff like that. Yo, I haven't seen it yet, man. I've been under a rock, man. I have not really been on social like that. Only thing I've been doing is I've been posting the updates from the new music, because it's just been going bonkers. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been going bonkers, man. Like, we were talking to French yesterday. It's just crazy. It's different now. It's a different time, man. It's like, it's different right now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different time right now, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that this stuff is coming out. Like, I'm happy that you guys were able to see the stuff that we were building and then watching it land in real time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't make this type of stuff up, man. This is the stuff that, we've been working toward, and I just want people to see that, it's all feasible, it's all doable. It's just, just having the right information and being in the right circle with the right people. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's really the most important thing. I think we were all kind of gearing up for when he got home, because in my mind when I was doing the live streams, I'm saying, a lot of this music is gonna go to Max, and the way that I envisioned it, which was, he was gonna come out and he was gonna record like crazy, and yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, man, it's great to see that, man. Like, it's good to see that happening with that, and with a person like Max B, man, he has a whole wave of artists that he helped to curate, man. You're looking at, like, the A Boogies, the Rod Waves, the Wiz Khalifas, the Larry Junes, right? He got a joint coming with Larry June, man. It's crazy, man. You gotta hear it, So it's like, you gotta, like, it's a lot, man. Like, these folks really love Max B, man. Like, and I'm impressed, man, and I'm happy for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really happy for him, man, to see that people are really checking for it. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my usual suspects, man. Rich Harmon, I see you, man. Vito, I see you. Boy Swagger, Mully, Big Riz, Nick, Cass. See y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to get everything moving and grooving, man. So, stay tuned. I've been wanting to go live, and my wife was like, "Yo, you haven't been going live," and I said, I've been working around the clock on these tracks, man. Like it's been like working on around the clock, and I just haven't had the in my brain. I'm like, okay, I just need to kind of be hyper focused on what I was building because we was trying to hit a deadline for the next album. So the next album is finished, and then we're doing the next one now. We're in the middle of that, so it kind of gives me a little bit of breathing room. So it's like, okay, so now I can kind of, still do what I was doing, which is still build tracks on the live, and then, what I'm saying, tweak them up, get those out, whatever. You know what I mean? You haven't found the one that you like yet? Hey, man, this is where you're supposed to use AI, man, to help you with that. See how it goes. Zig, thank you on that Max B joint, man. Thank you for the congrats. Who else is in here now? Make sure y'all hitting that like button, man. I want to play something else. Did I play everything else? I think I played everything for right now that I'm working with. I know there's some other beats right now that I have to I gotta clean them up. But yeah, there's a few joints that I gotta clean up. Appreciate you, Richie, man. Listen, man, it's crazy because we figure we started going live around April, right? We started going live around April, and everything started landing toward the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 38 Special, you know what I'm saying? And a few other cats, you know what I mean? But I also want to it was something that I was talking to somebody about the other day because it was like, as far as us working with up and coming artists, excuse me. And I'm like, yeah, we do work with up and coming artists. But a lot of times what the issue is that a lot of times the up and coming artists don't have what I would call the songwriting acumen to be able to get on the music that we send them. A lot of times we send them the music and they're listening to the music and they're looking for, they're chasing what I would call a hit record. And listen, there's no definition to a hit record, man. A hit record can sound like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a record that has the most pop elements to it and still don't catch fire, and then you can have elements that don't sound like anything and they catch fire. You know what I'm saying? It's all about really, having a beat that's at one level is a good beat, but on the next level, it requires a superior songwriting. You know what I mean? It's all good, man. It's a lot of lives, man. There's over 100 lives. We did like 150 live streams, man. We was streaming for like 150 days straight. That was a new record for me. Period. That was like a personal record for me. That was like the most music that I've done in a long, long time. And I'm glad that the books is helping. And I have more stuff coming on the way, man. I have a lot of information, a lot of stuff that's going to be within the portal, which I hope to open with tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to probably just open it up. It's not finished the way I want it to be finished, but I'm going to open it up on the just for people to kind of start getting acclimated to that community, so that you can see how it works, and how we can start building in that community. And then as things get completed, I'll just start uploading them and keeping it in there. And then what I most likely will do is I probably will start the lives like this, and then I'll finish them inside of the portal. You know what I'm saying? So that I can basically, ask people can ask more questions and get more information as we do it, like that. So they ain't cooking a week. You got to cook, man. You got to cook, man. You got to cook. Like that's the main thing. If you're not cooking, like that's where the problem is, man. Like the main thing is like you got to make this music, because look, if we didn't make the music, we wouldn't be able to admit. If we didn't have that music in the chamber, like if we didn't have all of those tracks in the chamber, we would have missed out on that moment, man. Think about that, man. We would have missed out on a Wiz Khalifa joint. The Me Too is an older record, like I said. The Me Too. If you guys are familiar with our YouTube channel, if you go to our YouTube channel and you go to there's a main video. It's called Living Legends. That video is 7 years old. It's the same beat. The beat is almost 10 years old. And listen, when Max did Why You Do That, that beat was damn near 5 years old. Like, so it just goes to show you, like, yo, it's not bad music. It's just not the right nigga. You gotta get the right person on. You gotta get the right person on the right song. That's it. You gotta get your music to the right person. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that your music is bad. It's just that it ain't find the right person. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And when you're cooking these tracks, man, make sure you're cooking these tracks. As a producer, you have to think forward, man. You can't just think about right now. We got to think about, yo, man, how do I make my music feel timeless? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm a big proponent. Like, yo, man, train your ear, man. As far as trying to pick these samples, man, train your ear, pick the right sounds, man. You know what I'm saying? Because some sounds are for the sounds for right now. Like that snare is for right now. You can't use that snare 10 years from now. Do I got an expansion pack? We've been talking with those cats at the car. It's not the right time yet though, and we still have I gotta still reach out to the folks at Splice. I gotta let the folks from Splice know that the Wiz Khalifa record is one of theirs. So they gotta they're gonna be very happy about that. So I gotta reach out to my guy over there at Splice and let him know, hey, we got we got a big one over here. Pause. Using y'all music, you know what I mean? Before I get out of here, cause I gotta jump into some more stuff, you know what I mean? Try to do this thing for an hour. But before I jump out of here, of course, play y'all this joint. Splice don't get a piece. Royalty free. Something about that change, man. It's crazy to me, man. It's really like crazy, like how that change goes. But he said 007. Nah, man, no 007. Rich, when I said that I'm gonna let Splice know, meaning like, all Splice samples, of course, are royalty free. You know what I'm saying? So I don't gotta worry about clearing. I don't worry about sharing no publishing. None of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how important that is? None of that. Like, in a situation right now where these guys are trying to record these songs and put them out tomorrow, they don't got time to clear no samples. They don't got time for it. And they don't time to have 100 loop writers on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have time for it. So, that was the best thing that we could have ever done, is to find good music from that platform. It's royalty free. Link is in the description. Use it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I want to go back and tell my people who my rep from Splice, because, we're the brand ambassadors there, is because, anytime you get a record that's with somebody that's big, pause, you want to be able to highlight that as an organization that, listen, these guys are using Splice samples and this is what's landing for them. So this is another way for you to kind of milk the cow, is again for you to try to now align yourself with the products that you're using, use that to leverage into another situation. Now, and what I probably would suggest, when I go back and I tell them about the record once it comes out, is, I'll probably suggest, hey, we probably should do a tutorial on how we did the Wiz, the Wiz and Max B record, and let's do a making the beat, behind the beat, whatever. Maybe you guys produce it and put a few dollars behind it, and then y'all market it and use that as a commercial. And that's the way that you try to milk the cow, get more bread out of not just the placement, not just the publishing, but also now brand partnership, whatever, more content, put that out, whatever, so forth and so on. This is all part of the game. You have to look at the game, beyond just the beats and the placement. It kind of goes a little bit deeper than that. Is there a similar platform for Splice but for vocals? Splice got vocals on their joint, but you don't really need that. You got Suno, bro. You know what I mean? You got Suno right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with Suno, it's like, man, listen, man. Suno, man, listen. Suno is Suno is like Godzilla, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if guys is really paying attention to how powerful that program is. And now the stems are sounding mad clean in the Suno studio. This joint is like Godzilla, man. It's knocking down the buildings, man. Like, folks got to realize, like, you can use this thing and you can really get your music sounding different, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to explain to someone the other day, too. It's like, listen, too, you know what I mean? Don't, in using AI music, or when you're listening to AI music, like, we should be listening to AI music differently. And people say, well, what do you mean? You should be using AI music, or the outputs that are coming out of AI music. We should be using that to enhance our own music, right? Meaning, like, listen to where the stuff is being placed. Listen to where the bass is placed. Listen to where the snares are placed. Listen to how those songs are coming out mixed. Listen to those things. Listen to how those things are kind of meeting a commercial viability standard. And then how do we get our music to sound like that coming out of the output? Or if we're using elements from that, how do we get those things to make our music sound closer to that commercially viable output, right? And this is part of the thing that you have to kind of just pay attention to. This is not, like, these are not just tools. Like, these are game changing tools. You know what I mean? So, nah, you can't sleep on that at all, bro. It's worth every penny. It's worth every penny, bro. It's worth every penny. And we have to look at, you have to set yourself up for the opportunity, right? So let's say, for example, I put out a bunch of Cody records, right? In this day and age, it's not that the records aren't good. They have to be promoted. You have to promote the record, right? So, if you're not paying to promote the records, if you're not paying to promote, you will not get found. Let's just be clear on that. If you're not out here pushing your music every single day on socials, you will not get found. I just want you to be clear on that, right? This thing of just this magic virality that you see people going through. Listen, it happens, but it's like winning a lottery ticket. The way that you can have some control over it is for you to be very intentional about you putting out content as it relates to your music, behind your music. And just making sure that you're putting out stuff daily to help to put your music out. Going live, shout out to Big Riz, man. Going live, growing your audience. It will grow. I can guarantee that. It will grow. Will it grow at an exponential rate? It depends on how good your content is, right? If your content is good, it'll grow faster. If your music is good, it grows faster. If it's not so good, it may go a little slower, right? But this is part of the game, and getting seen and getting heard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. You got to be out here in it to win it. You got to put that music out there so people can listen to it. And the joke for me with this whole French Montana and Max B thing is that if you go to our Instagram, that beat is pinned. It's pinned on our Instagram. It's sitting there. It's been pinned on our Instagram for years. It's pinned. And all of these artists and all of these rappers that go to our page, that follow us, nobody thought to, that's hot. Let me grab that. It takes French Montana and Max B to come. It takes Max B to come home from prison to take. That's the one. If you go and you go look at the comments for the Me Too on YouTube, if you go look at it, it's like 700 comments or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see people just fire emojis, and it's just like, what was everybody else listening to? But what happens is that what's for you is for you, and what's not for you is not for you. So you just got to keep working, and then it'll find its way, and that's how it works. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna play this Me Too back again. Coke Wave out, 3.5. French Montana, Max B, Coke Wave 3.5, Narcos. The song is called Me Too. Produced by Arkatech Beatz, man. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trump D, man. Let's go. 3, 2. Coldplay 3.5, y'all. Back B, Cash Montana out now. Peace, y'all.